Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream. Joe's cracking up over here because I had a couple false starts, but we're live. We're here. I am Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi, joined here by the elusive Joseph the Vision X Matting. How's it going, Joe? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Is this game of peekaboo?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm in kindergarten.
All right. Welcome back, Joe. We had Joe on here yesterday with Cody from Tempest Studios and Lucas.
Yeah.
And we were having a grand old time in Wallhugger, getting our pants scared off by creepy boys and dark hallways, and just loving it. That was fun.
It was great. I appreciated the fact that I could win every time, except for Cody, because they created it.
Every time,
except for wait, maybe the very first time. Did I make the elevator? No, because I didn't understand the floor tile thing. But nonetheless, the game was good.
Once Joe got the strategy, he got good, and
good.
I was greedy the whole time. I just kept on trying to get more and more things, trying to get my points up, and I never once survived to get to the elevator.
That was the real strat, honestly. Just as soon as it was like, you have a minute left, I'm like 59 seconds in the elevator. I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to get extra points and get caught out. No, thank you. Safe.
If I'm not gonna win, I'm not gonna finish. That's that was my strategy.
If you're not gonna finish, you can't ever win.
All right. Well, hey everybody. Hey Batman. Play game for fun and enjoys the BitFox. Play J-Dog, VoxEdit, and the Yoke's on you. Welcome everybody from Twitch. Twitch is talkative today. I don't see anybody from YouTube or Twitter yet, but I think they're around. Hi to all of you folks also. And Enjoys asks, could you try Bubble Blaster? Well, guess what? I saw that name earlier. It was right here. And it's on my list. And I was thinking, I should probably play this. Today we're doing single player games because the multiplayer games have been getting a lot of love with the Mage Raids, because I get to take a screenshot of everybody in the chat and it looks great. But there's single player games out there too. And honestly, I'm a single player game kind of person for the most part. Despite my current addiction to Call of Duty, I have always been a single player person because I like story and I like my alone time. So yeah, but we're gonna play Bubble Blaster. Let's check this out. This is version 0.10.9, and it looks pretty. We got some RGB colors going on here. Let's check this out. If you would like to play along, I'm gonna share. Well, we gotta remove the punctuation from the title here. If you would like to play along, you can grab a link from the chat. And I don't know if this works. I think this works. If I do /users in the chat, I think it shows me who else is playing the game at the moment. So we can kind of do a Mage Raid that way. There won't be any bonus hat points related to that because I won't be able to see you. But I think it will show it. And Enjoy says they just changed some assets in the game. Okay. All right, we've got one quest in one land. We got some instructions. Are you ready to start the game? Yes, instructions, please. Burst 3 different types of bubbles. Red, blue, and green. Collect a bonus score. You have only 3 lives. The hardness will go on increasing. Oh, okay. Let's go. Oh, I'm a spinny blade of death. I gotta pop some bubbles. Okay. Collect some bubbles here. Oh, there's.
You can't hit the wall.
Yeah. I thought I dodged it, but apparently I did not. Oh, the edge wall. Oh, the edge wall is spiked
you can
also.
hit any spiky.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So Is there slipperiness on this at all? No, there's not. Okay, cool. Well, it's a good thing there's not, because that would have wrecked me. Okay, whoa, and you gotta keep your head on a swivel, because they'll sneak up behind you. There, I feel like I shouldn't be trying to do this over the shoulder. I should be trying to do this top down. I feel like this is the strategy here.
Oh,
Makes a
3D
huge
chess,
difference.
dude. Way smarter. What am I doing?
Because it starts off down here, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay. That's fine. I'm just playing games, and I'm like, I don't have
Oh,
any
heck.
rear view.
Just had one come out of nowhere on me, chat. The spikes. At this point, I've got spikes that are running down the red line. I've got spikes that'll come up like through the middle as well, but not over the logo. And it's already
Ooh.
well, rip. Now they're coming from the left and the right. And it said I only have 3 lives. Game end. And I made only 28 bubble. So Alex, can you beat 28 bubble?
I already have. Ooh, I just got hit
heck.
again. Now, where was the? I'm seeing a timer in the bottom right corner that only does 6 seconds. So that's between bubble respawns, I think.
Yeah.
And then it's
on the left.
how long you can last total, right? So it's kind of endless. Now, how do you collect bonus points? I'm not sure where the bonus points come in. I'm gonna try that again. Ooh. All right. Does it say here? Okay. I didn't see. I'm still not sure how bonus points work. Is it like if you collect them on the color line? Oh, for every 50 bubbles blasted, the bonus score will spawn, and you'll need to collect them. Oh, 50. Ooh. I was nowhere close to that. I was like 2/3 of that. Okay, we gotta be smart. Let's make good decisions. Okay, it's like intimidating, but once you zoom that camera out, it's not too scary.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's a little casual, competitive. It reminds me a lot of those .io games like Landio.
Oh yeah,
Snakeio.
Snake, yeah.
That kind
It's
of
definitely
style
in
of
that
game.
ballpark.
What's the one where you're like a cell, kind of like the first World of Spore, where you have to eat up everybody else?
I have no idea. You just got me
Ooh.
onto whatever 6th grade science with the mitochondria. You know?
Well, yeah, it's oh, there's a different kind of spike on the ground now. Oh, there's the 50. There's 100. Ooh. Ooh, there's another one. There's more. Yeah, let's get all those bonus points. Oh no! No, it was the trap. Hole.io. No, there is that one also, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. That is kind of similar. Is it circle.io? Is that what it's called? Or you're just a circle, and you eat all circles that are smaller than you. So there's little food circles that everybody can eat, and then as you get bigger, only you can eat the other players, and if another player gets bigger than you, they can eat you, and you get even bigger when you do that. So eventually you just end up with these giant whale circles.
I had a laugh because this is almost certainly an IO game if I looked into it, but it's also just a good meme. Roxy being like IO.io.
Wait, no, I was. Oh, okay. I need to stop going for those ones right at the edge. So there's always a bigger circle. That's true. IoTie.
Yep.
Hey, Ian, the IT guy. So I like it. The fact that you can still roll. So I know this is the thing that you can't change. The dodge roll is there, and you can't stop it from being there. So I would maybe add an animation to the blade that you are, so that way visually you can see that it's happening, because I accidentally tapped it because I was trying to press shift to go faster, which I couldn't tell if it actually made a difference in going faster or not. But I tapped it and it made me roll into the wall, which is, I understood that I did that, but if somebody does it accidentally, they won't be able to tell that they did that roll animation. So maybe if there was kind of an intentional dash, so you could do like quick dodges out of the way of the spikes, and there was an animation associated with that, that might be a little more engaging from a gameplay point of view, and also give the players some feedback visually to go, oh, that's what I did. That's why I ran straight into the wall. I thought I turned around, but I still hit it. And it's because they tapped the dash button, basically. I love the bonus thing. I think the bonus thing, I felt like it wasn't really explained in the instructions, so maybe it'd be good to be there, because if somebody is having a hard time getting to 50, that might encourage them to keep going to 50 points. And power-ups would be cool. Some having little power-ups pop up, do like a speed boost or extra lives boost, different things that spawn in there, and just all the little things that, like, yeah, they make the game more complicated, but they make it a little more engaging too. But definitely a fun little bit of simple gameplay there. I like it, and it has a nice challenging, like, it gets more challenging as you go on. There's a learning curve to it, so very cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about the small stuff because I'm in it and I'm noticing it right away. Top down,
Ooh.
I can tell that the logo that you made in the middle was made with AI, which is fine. But generally, if you're going to make a logo with AI, you want to make sure that it comes out clean, and your text that says Bubble Blaster, the word bubble, says BUBEBLE, Bueble. So what I would probably do with that is take it back into an image editor like GIMP, which is totally free, and just adjust that a little bit so that it looks a little cleaner. Other than that, I noticed that the hitbox of the spikes is slightly larger than the asset, and or the hitbox of the I'm going to call it a Beyblade. You know, the spinning,
Yeah.
spinning spiky
Right.
self is a little bit too big. But I think that it's actually the spikes that are too big, because when I go to grab the little ball assets, it seems like I can't grab those like perfectly. Like I sort of have to go through and into them to get a good grab, and it's not due to latency. But the spikes you hit from further away. And this is only really a problem when you get into like that 100, 200 point plus range, when they start to spawn out of nowhere, because strategically the only safe space is in the middle on top of the logo and waiting for those things to spawn. But even then, I had one spawn on the logo, slightly offset, and it still hit me when I was perfectly dead center in the logo. So just little stuff, but it's fun. It's fun for sure.
All right, let's see if this users thing works in single player. Okay, I see Wapax is in there. So if anybody else is planning on playing, wants to just hit restart real quick in case you're on the end screen, I'll take a screenshot in a second while we figure out what our next game is. Hey, I see that the Vision X is in RGB Bubble Blaster right now.
Hey,
That's cool. Now we just need a way to join. Right? I need to be able to click and be like, jump into his instance. Obviously, it's not going to work in single player, but be
Yeah, Alex,
that's
just a little bit
next
earlier,
upgrade.
we had a request for newborn retribution.
All right. All right, we've added Test Cricket to our list. That's another Ann Joyce game. So we'll check that out another time. And what was it? Newborn Retribution?
Yep.
Do, do. I feel that's a is that a Roxy Miguel game? 5% art. 5% art game, right?
It's definitely not the Roxy. It's his YTSE jam game.
Yeah,
they made it for the Deadfellas game.
Yes, Gym Games.
Yep.
Why is the search being slow? There we go. Newborn Retribution. Who's on the Yes Jam team? I think it's 5% art and who else? Is there somebody else on that team?
I have no idea off the top of my head, Alex.
I'm asking the chat, Joe.
You know me. You know.
They're here in the chat. You know. It's a 5% art game. Okay. All right. I couldn't remember if Byverson was the only person, or if there were some other people on the team. All right, we're gonna check that in a second. Let's do /users here, and we got Lori G, Ian the IT guy, Lieutenant General, and Wapax. So I'm going to give you some single player bonus points in the Mage Raids here.
Now I have just for those of you who've made requests so far, I do have on the list that Test Cricket game and a Pack Hop Hop. I see you out there, Batman. So if we have some time, we'll get through those.
Yep.
It seems like we're gonna have lots of time though, because we barely started.
Yeah, we're just getting going here.
Just flying through the game.
All right, if you want to join us in Newborn Retribution, the URL is in the chat. Viberson says, "Hey Joseph, I created a tiny quest game jam experience. It is nearly finished, and I would be happy to test it. I sent the draft gallery tonight. I'll let you know, FYI." Okay. On the that's for the Little Prince tiny game jam, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I saw one other also get submitted that I just randomly saw on Twitter the other day. So let me have a look at when that game jam ends really quickly.
They're looking very shiny here. All right. We need to collect 6 tokens, die 50 times. Can you die? Can you die, Joe?
Can you? But I am capable of that. Actually, that is one of the important and critical functions of being alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you really alive if you can't die?
I mean,
like,
you know,
life
like
is...
you can't be happy if you weren't once sad, Alex.
But in the immortal words of South Park, how can you kill that which has no life?
Well, you just bring a wooden stake to my house. You know, got me. That's all. It's not that hard.
Game info, we gotta jump over the discs, reach enough points, kill bosses, and level up. You can't hit discs. You can't or you shouldn't. You gotta jump over the discs. Okay, so don't try swiping the sword at the discs, basically.
Yeah.
Jump over the discs. If you pass under it, it will damage you. Okay, so you gotta go over the discs.
Okay. And the discs are dealing damage.
Yeah. Blue discs, 20 damage. Orange discs, 50 damage. If you die, you will play the current level from the beginning. Who's Newborn? Newborn is a celestial being. One day, the unwanted prince accidentally finds the sword with which it was imprisoned. The prince wants to use the sword for power, but he does not know that the power in the sword comes from this being. Ooh. Oh, so Newborn is not the unwanted prince. Okay. The unwanted prince is a different. We're playing as the unwanted prince, I believe. Over time, Newborn takes over the prince's body and escapes his prison. His goal is to destroy everyone, establish his own undead army, and become the only ruler of the universe. What is power? That's a deep question. It can kill celestial beings. It can resurrect the dead. When undead die, the Newborn is healed. It can create magic. Is it immortal? All right, let's go. Let's go with endless mode and just see how good I can do this. Alex played the first game, Book of Newborn. I remember that. That was there was like a whole castle and we had to kill. Was it a brother? It's like your brother kills your father, the king, and then you go and attack your brother. If I remember, this was a while ago. So we got a safe zone. We got changing. Changing what? Our clothes? Safe zone. Oh, this is the colors of the floor tiles. So safe zone is an orange floor. Ones that are changing are going to be dark. And can I pick this up? Oh, it's a token. Okay. It's not one of the discs I have to jump over. Platforms change every 60 seconds. Remember to be in the safe zone during this time. Glowing platforms are in safe zone. Fill the progress bar 100% for heal. Good luck, have fun. Alright. Woo! Okay, they go fast! Oh my god!
I open up the story mode section, and right away they give me an option to do the backstory on this game, and it's got a pretty interesting, like a nice sort of side scroller situation going on. I think one way that I would probably improve that, just for user interface for the players, make sure that they always absorb it in the way that you want and never do it in a way you don't expect, is to change when you get to the end of a group of side story, just leave a teleporter there with no death animation on the teleporter. You know, maybe just a button that says next, as if you're turning the page, and it'll teleport you back to the beginning of the next row of them. And that way you can set up barriers sort of between each layer of the story, so that you can't tell that you're in a room where, you know, the last piece of the story is just barely in the background.
Have I not gotten hit yet? I think I'm doing okay. It's this started off like Dragon Force and Guitar Hero. Oh my gosh. There's so many. Okay, I've got a score of what, like 50 now? 48? Something like that? Ooh. Or am I not earning points for each one I jump over? Do I just have to dodge and okay, that killed me real fast. Auto heal 46%. Oh, that's why my health was all the way full. I probably filled that up most of the way. 40%. Endless score 52. Okay. All right. I'll try that one more time, and then we'll do story mode. Okay, so it looks like I'm not getting points per disc I jump over, but like I progressively get points as time goes on. Is that correct? Yeah. I can see that the score's still going up when I'm not jumping over. So basically I was doing a ton of jumping when I didn't need to. There we go. I will say the music selection is interesting, because I associate this music with Pixar movies and like Toy Story. It just feels very like, you know, like a montage walking down a city street, just having a good old time. Ooh, okay. I mean, oh wow, it just knocked me right off the edge. I did better the first time. I recommend you play the other modes before the story. Oh, okay. Maybe if you
Oh,
want.
you're right. Different audio for the story versus the endless menu. 'Cause this is the song that like almost everybody used in the Yes Chef game jam.
Can we not leave this mode? Is that why you recommend doing the other modes first? Do we not have a way to exit once we start endless? Ooh. Oh, here we go. We can speed run this quest. Can I die? Go to the endless menu. It yeah, it probably asks you there, doesn't it? I forgot. There we go, main menu. Story mode. What's bonus? I don't know what bonus is. Color catch side. Edgehog. What? Those sound interesting. Let's do story mode. Play backstory or start game. So I guess this is like the opening cinematic, basically. Or we could skip right to playing in story mode. There's once a young prince named Enkimdu who lived in Kaprulu sector. He was loved by the people. Hi. He's a handsome looking guy. Look at that. His father supports his brother Utu for the throne and sends Enkimdu on an impossible mission. I remember this from the Newborn. What was the first game called? Newborn. Book of Newborn, right? Expected heroes welcome. The Book of Newborn, yeah. I remember that pretty vividly, as far as like what the layout was and all like the dungeon stuff. It was pretty cool. And then there was a whole section where we were kind of like flying. We had to like fly through a maze, sort of.
Oof. Okay. So I'm doing the endless mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, because I wasn't watching your live stream, I'm trying to play it directly. I like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Biverse, as I'm playing through here, but the discs that are coming at you, you once used those discs in a different game jam in a different way, where you just wanted to dodge them to avoid getting damaged in general. And eventually we jumped onto the platform that was on the far part after doing a certain number of jumps. I like this adjustment. One thing that I would probably change is you have a timer before certain tiles disappear on the ground. But I didn't know, or it wasn't really obvious while all these bright colors are coming toward me. I couldn't tell which tiles were about to disappear. So, with the same timer, when it gets down to maybe like 5 seconds left, I would also add a visual effect to which tiles are about to be destroyed. Whether that be like a crackling look, like light beams coming out of them separately than what you have right now with the 5.
So it does warn
Or
you that the lit up ones are safe, and that the not lit up ones could fall away. But I think
okay,
maybe if there was an alert that the change is about to happen, because I think it said like every 60 seconds or something, and when you're doing all this
yeah,
fast paced stuff, the frame of reference for 50 seconds kind of goes out the window. Um, so maybe if there was just an alert of like get to safe ground, because you know which ones are safe based on the
yep,
glowing floor, but there's no warning that the other ones are about to drop out. So
yep.
if you're running around and you're not counting to 60 in your head, it might be a bit of a surprise that the floor drops out. So maybe just
So
like a countdown.
I'm seeing the comment by Biverse right now saying, I don't know which ones will disappear. It's random. So if that is the case, what I would do is set under every tile one logic that is this visual effect that could pop up. And then if the disappear logic is about to be triggered, the animation effect logic will also trigger. I think that'll fix it. It does give a bit of a warning that the platform is going to change, but if I don't know as a player, then that might add some light frustration to my play. If you can give the player as much control over the skill-based play as possible, they're more likely to know, oh, that happened because I'm bad. I want to play more and be better. It'll give you some more replayability.
Ooh.
I got to 61. I don't know what you got, Alex, but you know, that was run number one.
I didn't keep track of my first play. Ooh. 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 So now we're in the story mode. Ooh. Ah. Now prepare for the real battle. Oh, jeez. All of them. I'm not doing well on the health here. Do I have a number of lives? Does the floor drop out in the story mode? Because I notice, Joe, this is the difference between the safe and not safe. The ones that aren't lit up orange are the potentially unsafe ones. But I don't know if in the story mode they do that, because I haven't seen it happen yet. Ooh. Ooh.
I gotta load your stream, Alex. I didn't have your stream up just so that I could
Oh, it's alright.
simultaneously play.
Here. This is...
No, I gotta get to another green.
These are safe. These are unknown.
Okay. Yeah, and I was mostly just talking about, you know, giving the player the knowledge of what will fail from the unknowns, because that's just going to give, you know, and again, maybe that's just me. When I play, I'm mostly impulsive play. So yeah, I want to have like that on the spot, immediate agency feeling.
Yeah, I've seen both ways in a bunch of different games where either, you know, there's a defined safe zone or a defined danger zone. But either way, you want to have some warning that there's going to be a change. Ooh. Kingu, we have worked for millions of years to collect the debris you created before and put the universe in order. You give us more trouble every time you resurrect. We'll imprison you again, this time without causing too much damage, and we'll make sure you stay that way forever. Ah, yeah, we got a challenging floor now. Oh god. No. No. It almost knocked me off.
Oh. Oh. Oh, there's many color catch layers. Nice.
Ah! No! Hey, Skyhand 110.
So this is wild. how I think this is exceptionally good use of the 1x1. I guess, and I guess it makes sense because you don't need all that much room to do, you know,
Yeah.
each mode.
No! Ah, it carried
But
me
just
off.
playing through color catch, I was doing that in the same space. You, yeah, stacking them vertically like this, making it two-dimensional, sort of 2.5 dimensional play was really smart. I like the fact that I'll be able to see players on each layer. I think you can actually see players better in this version of color catch than you could in the other. So
Is it a
really, really,
multiplayer
really
one?
good change. No, it's built into this.
Oh, okay.
So that's, I guess that's something that, you know, if you had the OG color catch and you did this layout, I think it's better than the first one.
Ah, no! Ah, it's really tough.
What's up, and in Skyhand 110?
I think I should actually start further forward, so that way if I get carried back, it's not as detrimental. What? Alright, we're 60% through. We got this. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, we made it. Oh, these guys got a lot of health. Am I interrupting their attacks? I think I'm interrupting their attacks. Can I just... Oh, nope, they definitely still attacked me. Final fight. Oh, they're moving now. What? This is not going to go well for me, is it? I just immediately die. Oh boy.
I gotta see. Oh yeah, just the one plus tile. Oh man, I'm getting like way too intense trying to make sure I beat color catch, which is weird. Like I think it's a mark of a good game when like I don't have to compete actively against Alex and Panda and whatever, and I'm still like I need it. It's such a simple mechanic, like or a simple.
Oh,
idea
you
too.
said
Just
color
do
catch
something
was
like
what
that.
you were playing with
Yes.
multiple levels.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. I got mixed up. I thought you were talking about a different version of this game.
No, it's built into this game.
Oh, it's one of the bonuses.
Yes.
I'm very bad at this, and I just rolled off the
Say
platform.
nothing to see here, and it has a troll face. Explain this. Explain why we're trolling. Can I beat it? Wait. Can I just beat it up? Well, I guess I gotta teleport to Edgehog.
Just be one with the sliding tile. Just let it take me where it's gonna take me. No. Ah, no! No!
Yeet.
Wait. Did I? Oh, I got 100%. Oh!
Yeah,
I thought I was
you see it
dead.
in the timer. Yeah. Nice. Nice.
So just a little thing. It says menu above his head, which I think it's because the play menu is back behind him. Maybe make the distance that's visible smaller than where this asker pops up, so that way I don't see it saying menu as we're walking up towards him. Because right now it looks like his name is menu, even though I know his name is King. One second here. I forgot to do something earlier. Bear with me a second.
I think I know what he forgot to do.
Yeah, forgot to have the Twitch
Not
chat
normally.
open.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
there's
There we
normally a responsibility that is Lucas's. That
Yeah. It's alright.
mm,
Well, I usually have it open anyway, just because if people do things like raids and stuff, it shows up on the Twitch chat, but doesn't really show up properly on the Restream chat. Have we visited Mochaverse headquarters? I don't believe so. I have played a Mochaverse hub, but I think it was a different one. Actually, that might have been Mochaverse headquarters. If it's the one I'm thinking of, we were the team that tested it before it went live. But it might be a different one. Becomes active when you kill the boss. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But if you just make the visibility for it a little bit shorter, so like, you know, maybe this asker starts when we're right here, and you can make the visibility for it only reach to this range. So we'll, when the boss goes away, we'll still see the sign is there.
So there's dummies in the same experience, another bonus game. You're like using the shooter to hit a bunch of targets, and they seem to have like an increased rarity, but it's hard to determine whether their distance is giving me more points. Now, I know that it says it in the rules that you get a certain number of points for hitting a certain color of a dummy. But one of the things that you could do that really would give the player those good brain juices when we're playing is that each time you kill the dummies and they die, they should have a part of their animation, like a number that's in their chest that comes up and like into the air, like plus 10, plus 5, plus 50, whatever the case may be on their points. Because you already have the like light asset that's emitting from them as a result of their rarity. So it wouldn't be too much more to add that, but definitely worth doing. That would mean that you would have to create, you know, dummy asset 1, dummy asset 2, you know, for each rarity. But you don't have to completely redesign them necessarily. You just need to, you know, copy essentially a template that you made and then add that plus 100 asset and make it animate up on the death animation. Yeah, because in the rules you've got yellow is 5 points, blue is 15, red is 30, and purple is 50. But if I'm going on for like, you know, the entire duration of the timer, yeah, it becomes easier to understand. Another thing that you probably want to add to this is there isn't an indicator that walking into the target area is a bad thing. It's a simple thing. You figure it out, obviously, after it happens once. But as soon as I grabbed that, you know, the gun, the shooter, that sort of shoots those volleyball-like weapons, I walked straight into the wall that I didn't know was a wall. So whether it be like a red laser effect or something in those rules that says you cannot walk inside the, you know, dummy spawn area or something like that, that would be helpful just to make sure that the player doesn't have that first death. And, you know, it's not even that big of a deal, honestly. You will figure it out as a player. But if you set the expectation, then it gives you 1% more people who are excited about it.
Yeah. I don't know where the next pink one is, so I'm staying safe.
Oh yeah, we totally did the Mocha Land HQ.
Oh. So the challenge with this one, more so than the 3D color catch, is that I can't look ahead to see where the next safe one is. So, oh, that next orange is really far away. So, we're going to play it safe. There was a contest about Twitch clips. Yeah, so we... Panda usually runs that, and the four of us yahoos on stream yesterday did not know, like, what to do. So we're just like, we'll leave Panda do it. No, it's too far away.
Yeah, she
gave some instructions, and we were like, we're too dumb.
Basically, if you know, you've seen them maybe on other streamers' things where they do that sort of spin that wheel, name pops up, some kind of award. Well, what was the award process? What was all that? It was definitely a Panda thing to run. So, harass her next time. You know what I mean?
No, don't do that.
Politely, chat. Jeez. Just let her know. It's really the word I wanted to go for, but it was funnier to be melodramatic. Let her know politely next time you see her in the chat that we didn't spin that wheel.
She knows already.
Like, wow, those jerks. Oh, does she?
I was like, we were too dumb to figure out the instructions, and she's like, it's okay. She's gonna. I think she said she'll run a double one next time.
Yeah. Cool. But also, be like, came on whale, and tell her to get good. Yeah. So what do you think, Alex, about this version of Color Catch? Do you like this version better than the last one? Like the idea that you might be able to see more players if this was a multiplayer version.
So there is a multiplayer version of this.
Right.
That we've played. Were you there with us when we played that?
I was, yeah. But it was I remember that one being like the outside edge of the land. And it spiraled up for quite a ways, like 5 different checkpoints on it. Right. But I'm looking at this and I thought like maybe this would be better for multiplayer just because you could always see where people are.
It would be cool to see people jumping in the background. I also like what's the decorations that are going on the ground here. With these little witches casting their spells on little tentacle things in the ground. I think the difficulty, like I mentioned with this one, is because I can't see ahead. I don't know where the next safe spot is sometimes, and I can't zoom out or anything. So you do have to play a little more cautiously. But I think controls-wise, it's also a little bit easier because you're just moving left and right for the most part. Whereas in the other one, it's a full third-person game, so you have total control over your camera, and that can end up with situations where you're dealing with your sense of perspective and depth perception to try to make jumps successfully. So in one way, I think this is a little bit easier. It's also a little more difficult, so it kind of balances out. And I feel just walk off the edge instead of jumping. You know, who needs to jump? Really? I was doing fine, and then I just did not jump. What was I saying? So the parts that make it more difficult and the parts that make it more challenging are a little bit balanced out.
See,
I like them both.
I gotta tell you, I think I died maybe once on both layers of this.
You know I can't do things while I'm talking. I've got a handicap. I'm good for is jumping around in circles and not paying attention to what I'm doing when I start talking.
Yeah. Well, you also take a lot more risk than I would be taking as well.
Yeah,
So
true. You gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Patient Pete. You know, that was me. Patient
Yeah.
Pete. Yep.
What? I thought I pressed jump that time. Can I jump across that way? I feel like that's probably too long for a jump. But I kind of want to try it. Oh, it's a little bit too long. I just had to know.
Ooh. The risk taker, you know.
Byverson says a multiplayer version would be nice. It's on the to-do list. It's really far to that black one.
Right there. Yeah, that one particular like black key there, I totally wouldn't be risking that on.
Well, I don't think there's another one. It was kind of 50-50, I felt.
Yeah,
from here.
I'd just go backwards and stand on the other one. Yeah.
How about that risk?
Pretty good. You're crazy for that one. You're crazy for that jump right there.
That was a good strategized one. I knew exactly what I was doing with that.
Mm-hmm.
No, there was no sweat on that one. I'm waiting on this purple. I can't see the next purple.
So I had a friend, just had to harass them into getting a brake check, literal check on their brakes in their car.
That's kind of important.
they
A lot of times they'll do that like during. You can get like a vehicle inspection where they just check all the things. See, I was talking and I was not paying attention to the timer at all.
That's true. You also turned off your like ability to run fast.
Oh, I hold shift. I don't leave it on all the time. Which is why I sometimes accidentally roll off the edges, but I am a more accurate jumper when I can shift unshift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tend to more like DA, you know, like spam the buttons a little bit, wiggle it like I'm playing, you know, old school Mario or something. But yeah, I was like, hey, because they come over, you know, and they're like, yeah, it's crazy. I heard this crazy noise in the back of my car today. And I'm like,
the word crazy noise and my car are not words you want to say in the same sentence.
Uh-huh. And I was like, hey, I would like it if you don't die. Please go get a brake inspection.
Yeah, so usually like, before we go on a big road trip, we'll go get an oil change and then ask for their road inspection, which is just, they check your brakes, they check your lights, they check all your fluids, and it's like, I don't know, $30-$40, and they just make sure everything is good. That way you don't get pulled over for an out tail light or anything like that. Your car doesn't blow up, hopefully.
Yeah, no, what they had described, I was like, that's clearly a brake problem. And then the next day, they're like, oh, the sound went away, it's fine. And I'm like, if you don't
not
get
how
in
that
there
works.
on your next day off, your car won't be the one that gets you. All right, it's gonna be me.
I dread getting the black color notification because I know that they're the most spread out ones.
Really? Oh, I felt like they were all the same, or roughly the same.
I feel like the black ones are spread out a little bit further. I don't know. Maybe they are even, and it's just my luck.
It's definitely not exactly perfect. Like I would like to see that change if I'm changing anything about this game. Is make it like Candyland. If you're not familiar with this game, it's a board game. You can find it real easy. But those are always the exact same colors in the exact same order. And you can do your degree of difficulty that you've done where you distance them differently or angle them differently, but having them be the exact same color in the exact same order every time would make it a lot easier to understand. I only need to go 7 tiles away or whatever if it's going to be in this layout. Laurent Sal said a wizard is never late.
Nope.
Which is of course true.
Never ever.
Yeah, anyway, they're currently getting that brake inspection. And the place they went to was like, not only do you need new brakes, but you need more tires as well.
Oh. Well.
Like, yeah. Get it all done at once, you know what I mean? Just pile it on.
And a little bulb there. I should have
Yeah.
stopped. I'm gonna get it.
It's a funny thing. If you guys don't live in the States, there's this like really arbitrary test that you can do with a coin that people do all the time. It's probably a nonsense measurement. I mean, it's certainly a nonsense measurement, but if you take a penny and you stick it in the tread, like the creases in your tread, the cracks in the tread, hopefully those are intentionally designed cracks and not regular cracks, in which case get your tires fixed right now. But you stick it in the cracks in the tread, and if the tread doesn't at least like go to the hair of Abraham Lincoln's head on a penny, then you need to change your tires because you're running out of tread, and they could possibly just burst when you're driving down the road.
Man, that's like a millimeter or two.
Yeah, I mean it's not very much.
I've got a penny on my desk, so I was looking.
Yeah. He's looking at the penny now.
I looked down and I thought that it had already cycled the colors, so I saw all the things were back up, and I went, I'm free to go now. That was a save.
Oh, yeah, that was risky.
All right. The funny thing with color catch is that I know Joe is right. If you're careful, it's actually not that hard.
Yeah.
So I know, and I know this because when Panda and I were testing the 3D color catch, I beat it and she was struggling because she was trying to go for that fast time. She was like, go, 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 go. And I was at first too. And then eventually I was like, I really just want to beat this now and be done with it. And so I decided to just be careful and not worry about the total time. And I made it to the end in like 2 tries.
It's so ironic that while you're explaining this, you're also taking additional unneeded risk.
My brain turns off when I open my mouth. That's the issue.
Watching you roll off of things and like go, oh, there's still another pink in front of me somewhere. That's just great.
Nope.
It's always good.
After that good double orange after there.
Yeah.
And then I wasted it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I could. I thought I might.
His hubris.
Yeah. Knows no bounds. Purple.
As you say no slow bounce and then you do the green jump again.
I don't think I've ever fallen doing those extra little jumps.
No, I know. Like, it's not that hard, but it's funny because like you could just be sure. You could be 100% certain you will not fail by just not doing it. And then you're like, I know, it's crazy about my hubris.
This has been a pro gamer moment.
Yep. Love it.
The funny thing is that, and I noticed this in the 3D color catch also, the timing between these color changes does not change, but as they get more spaced out, it feels like they change faster. Because the amount of time it takes to get to the next one increases so much. There's not another green!
Oh, well, you're alive still at least.
It's another green one! Where is it? Ah! I was on green and had to go to green. It was so far away.
You remember patience, chat? Remember being patient?
Does patient mean just sitting on the color I was already on?
I mean, yeah. Until you can see a color you need to go to, yes. Good
hey,
morning,
last year trier.
Man, this guy. Oh, it's afternoon now for me. Nice.
Ah.
In the middle of that stream.
My face hurts now.
Good. That's how you can tell
you deserved this. Hey, I passed the Can You Die quest. I don't know when that happened. Probably a while ago.
Yeah. Probably right here, only on this particular challenge.
I was less than half when we started this one.
I finished the game. All of the bonus events. 3 deaths.
Oh, I guess we should have your screen up.
No, yours is much more entertaining. People would have been like, "Oh, that's how you beat it." Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay. On your screen, they're like, "This is fun. This is fun." It's very different. What? Why? I just saw you go. You're like green. No, there's another green, and I have 3 seconds left.
How far back are you? Because I had to go. I just had to
far.
double back to a green.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun to see how we do this very differently. Because I'll take one whole timer. As soon as I get to the first next color, I'm good.
I like taking those bonus colors. Like, you know, the best thing is when you go to like a drive-through, and they've got those multiple lanes, and a whole bunch of people are behind lane 1 and nobody's going to lane 2, and then you just cut like 3 people, and you gotta wonder, are the people in the back of lane 1 just seething, going like, ugh, I should have gone to that one, but no.
You know what this reminds me of, Alex?
I made it.
Something that will frustrate you if you didn't just describe yourself as this person. Hey, you're halfway.
What? I thought that was the end.
Nope. Construction zones in the U.S. when the lanes have to merge. That's what you just reminded me of.
I don't do that. I zipper like a good citizen.
You're like, lane 2?
No, because when you're driving on the road, that's your responsibility to be a good driver and to not be a jerk to everybody else. In the drive-thru, a whole bunch of people lined up to one screen and just ignored the fact that there was another place for them to go that they're supposed to go to. So it gives me an indescribable feeling of joy to just go, it's on the wrong color.
That wasn't yellow.
I'm not colorblind, I swear.
You're supposed to be on green, and he's like, okay, I love this color. Yellow is my favorite.
It's close enough to green, right?
I'm with it though for the drive-through thing, but I'll tell you what I like to do to people who don't zipper, or they get out of a zipper to get past people because they're so impatient. If by the grace of your preferred religious deity, everyone in front of me also just keeps driving, I will bumper to bumper with the person in front of me to make sure that the person who tried to cheat the line doesn't do it.
Oh yeah.
Like, all day we're driving down the road. You got to get in. You got your blinker on. I'm the guy. I'm gonna wave you in. Come on in. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. But we're just gonna live. I'm a robot. We're gonna live by that book of like one person gets to go in front of me. Now you get to go behind me. You know, if you leave the line to zip past me, you broke all the rules, man. You know, I would have held open the door for you at the grocery store. Now you're my mortal enemy for the next 30 seconds.
And that's what makes it slow down, right?
Yeah,
that's why it's slower.
Literally their fault.
Because the combination of people being like, "Oh no, somebody is gonna merge in front of me. I gotta go even slower," and then the other people are like, "You're not merging fast enough. I'm gonna zip around." It's both of their faults. You just gotta just go with it. Just go the same speed. It's easy.
That's why I really, really, really like my Toyota right now, because it has like the automatic distance thing.
Oh, it tells you.
Control.
It tells you how. Oh, it keeps you lined up.
It keeps me aligned and keeps me at the correct distance.
Nice.
It's not automated, but it's darn close. And so when I get on the highway, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna boop, and I just set the speed for like 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour higher than I should be going, which is, you know, okay. And then I'll catch up with one car. I catch up with one car, and it keep exactly 3 car lengths distance. If somebody merges in front of me, whatever. If they, you know, if everybody starts going faster, whatever. If they're going slower, my car's doing okay, whatever, fine. Because I can't do it anymore. Now that I mean, there's no going back.
I'm not making that next black one. That's not happening. I can
right.
see it, and I know that I can't go that far. Made it. Oof. That one was actually yellow that time.
Yeah.
Another yellow, but I can see the end. Yeehaw. Don't fall off the edge.
Dang it.
Nothing to see here.
Dang it.
Congratulations. Don't forget to share us. Hey. All right. Hedgehog. What's this? Hey, we got all the gold. We've beaten the quests. Ooh, a shooter. Those are simple. Take the shooter and hit the targets. Mouse, left button, or right button, shoot. Yellow is 5 points. Blue is 15 points. Red is 30 points. And purple is 50 points. Start game. Okay. So we fire both at the same time. It doesn't matter which one we hit. Okay, probably better if I'm not running side to side.
Yuma asking in the chat, where did the play experience request in exchange for points go?
It might have timed. So I think it's limited the number of times it can be used. Let me, when I'm done with this portion of the game, I will check to see what's up with it. Oh, the blue ones are way back there. It's gonna be tough to hit the blue. I got one. Yeah, I got 2 with 1 shot. So yeah, I think it has a cooldown, so that way it's not being requested constantly. So if somebody just redeemed it, it might not be available yet. But I will double check in the Twitch settings. Can I get to 250? In a minute and 45 seconds? I'm not quite halfway there. We'll see. We're definitely hitting more with 1 shot than we were before. We're just rapid fire at this point. So a thought on this one. I'm not sure. I don't feel like angling left and right provides much benefit. because of how far back it is to hit the red and the purple. Oh, I got some purple. Yeah. It feels like staying in the middle and just shooting as fast as you can is kind of the only way to go. So, if you wanted to make it a little more strategic, or to require the players to have a little bit more strategy, you could have the targets be slower and less frequent, and then maybe instead of holding the shooter just fires straight forwards from wherever you're positioned. So if you think of like Space Invaders or Galaga, as you move left and right, it doesn't angle your shot left and right, it just fires straight from wherever you are. And I think you could make it so that way. Did I get all 250? The quest cleared. Got it. Yeah.
Alex, what just happened?
What?
You said Galaga. My brain went, no, that's Galaga.
Didn't I say Gal?
So I
think I said
no,
Galaga.
wait, now hold on. Because I looked it up using Google's nonsense, how to pronounce Galaga. And Google
And it
immediately
says
was like,
Galaga.
it says Galaga.
Oh, that's... See, I would accept it the way that you said it, and I accept it the way that I said it. Galaga is... Nobody says it that way.
I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be said the way that you said it, and the way that I said it is the result of me not growing up around video games, so nobody was saying it, and I just read it, and that's the way that it got stuck in my head. So if I think about it, I would probably say Galaga. But then just the way that I remember it is how was I saying it? Galaga?
Yeah.
Alex said it that way. No, the way Joe said it was Galaga.
Yeah, but you
that's just gross.
It's I don't know.
Is that Google trying to say something, or is that the pronunciation according to the company that made it?
I mean that's Google's enunciating it. However, I'm reading through a thing before I give my, because I
like
immediately
glug.
Me as a nerd, I'm triggered by this. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out. Now I'm seeing somebody on GitHub saying that there's two ways to say it, and both of us are correct, and neither of us are Google's enunciation.
Yeah, no, I would just say Google's wrong. I am 100% confident, or not confident, but comfortable saying Google's wrong. Like, just ignore Google.
Okay, now, this. I swear to you, this nerd on the internet says after 2 weeks of searching arcade forums and pinball forums, I found someone whose father was a Midway distributor for 4 states in the southeast U.S. in the 70s until the early 90s. They called this old man at his house to try to figure out how to pronounce Galaga. And they say Galaga is the preferred reason because it's a direct successor to Galaxian, which was also pronounced with emphasis on the second syllable lax.
Okay, so I was right, but I like the way that you say it better. Like,
Galaga?
I like the sound. I like the sound of Galaga better.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now,
I don't think I've ever been more upset
guy,
about being right.
The old guy also mentioned that within a few years afterwards, the Galaga pronunciation became so popular among customers that most people started pronouncing it Galaga.
Huh.
So this is another GIF situation. And, Galaga. That's all. I don't care.
Hey, it's okay if I'm right twice.
Yeah. Sure.
So Byverson said that if you jump, you can hit the stuff in the back. So that I think is a good bit of strategy. I couldn't tell that they were arcing when I was shooting before. Like it's, I mean, you can kind of see it, but it's because of the perspective. It's a little difficult to tell that it's an arc. I guess if you shoot sideways, you'll see it more. Whoop! My fingers are not aligned on the keyboard. So you can see it goes up a little bit, and then gravity will take it down. So you can actually hit the stuff in back by jumping and shooting over stuff. So that's what I was looking for about there being a little bit more strategy. So I like that. I think maybe did it say it on the instructions?
Not at all.
I would mention that little bit of jump will help get you to hit the back stuff better.
And so with that knowledge, because I didn't have that when I was playing either, I would also suggest that you move back the start edgehog section and then like lightly but not super obviously make some colored tiles that the player can stand on, where the tiles closest to the wall are yellow and the tiles just slightly away from the wall are that like blue and then orange and then purple, and make them kind of muted colors, not bright and vibrant colors like you have the lights here, but just something that the player will be able to use your environment to determine the best place to shoot yellow color is up front and center, and the best place to shoot the others maybe further back, or whatever is actually accurate, and then add in the tutorial the jumping function. So play test it as you are making it and say, okay, I can only hit orange if I'm all the way up front and I jump, right? Something like that. Then if that's the case, then you put the orange line up front. And obviously everything will still get in the way if people don't jump. But if they do jump, then they'd be able to hit orange. And I say that because I think that those like volleyballs don't have any type of physics gravity going on to them. Maybe they do. But either way, whatever can maximize that skill and again reward players for exploring the art that you've created. And it's art with intention.
Shingiver says Alex just said he didn't have any friends growing up. Is that the way that I said it? I didn't mean to say it that way. I didn't have video games growing up. So yeah, I had friends growing up, and I would play as many video games at their houses as I could, but I wasn't really going to like arcades a lot and stuff as a kid. And so my knowledge of video games and stuff like that is mostly based on my own research and learning things. I didn't have a lot of friends influencing what I was playing in games, except for the fact that they had those games. But it wasn't like, hey, check out this game, you can go play it at your house. Then I'd play through it and stuff. For a lot of video games on NES, SNES, and Sega Genesis that I grew up playing, I know the first like 3 levels pretty well, and the whole rest of the game I never got to because I was 6 years old and not good at games. But I never like was able to keep playing till I got good enough to beat those games. It just was playing the first few levels over and over and over again for a weekend, and then going back home and not playing it again for another couple years. That was my experience growing up with video games until I discovered emulators in high school. Human Talk says not having video games is even worse.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not your fault.
They're a friend, indeed.
And now you have them now. Now
now I have both.
Growing up, my family didn't have much money, really. Too many kids, etc. So my dad though was sort of a nerd, so it worked out for me. Like literally, I was born with an Atari, basically in hand, and now I'm aging myself. And had a Nintendo Entertainment System pretty early. But we didn't go out and get like all of them, right? Didn't get more than one. And when we did get the next one, it was usually a few years into it being out there, or somebody else was, you found it at a garage sale, which is I don't know if they have those internationally, but like somebody owns it, a secondhand sale, person to person. But after I think I was like 8 years old or something. There used to be this really old dude who lives next door to us, and he moved away or whatever happened. I don't remember. And this family with like five kids, 4 of which were boys, moves in next door, and I was so lucky that they bought the console that I didn't already have. And they didn't do it on purpose. They just incidentally happened to have it. So eventually, like, we had a Sega Genesis, and they had the Super Nintendo, and we would go back and forth between like what was good, but also they were allowed to buy games that I wasn't allowed to buy, because Mortal Kombat was off limits in my house. But if I went next door, let me tell you what. Which is ironic, because like their father was a pastor of a church, but whatever, playing some Mortal Kombat.
It is funny how, like, when you're a kid, what your parents versus what other parents say is okay and not can be real, like, almost a culture shock, even though you might go to the same school or go to the same church or like be in the same group of people, and you go and do something at somebody else's house and the parents are like horrified and you're like, what? My parents let me do this, and then your parents are like embarrassed and are we bad parents?
Oh my gosh. No, but really, probably like one of the things that I've felt the most guilty about my entire life, that I've ever done. 4 boys, 1 girl. Yeah. The girl was the youngest. Like 4 when we're like 10, 11-ish. And one of the boys is like 8 to my 11. One of them is 11. One's 13 and one's 15, something like that. Anyway, so myself and the 2 younger boys are sprinting around the house and or yard, roughhousing, as you do. You're boys. And we come blasting out the back door of their house into like their yard, garden, whatever you call it. And as we come like screaming out the door, they have a garage that has a separation of about 30 yards away from the house, 40 meters and thereabouts, whatever. And I'm just running out. Somebody calls for me. I'm turning like this, and I turn back, and the 4-year-old girl is running the opposite direction of me, and I accidentally ran into her. And she goes boof, and then it's a paved sidewalk between the 2 buildings. No. And as she falls, she's like turns right at the pavement, and her 2 front teeth get busted out.
Oh no.
And I was just so thankful that she was only 4, because I was like mortified. But she hadn't yet lost her 2 front teeth, so it was fine ultimately.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my goodness. Like,
oh man, it's little kids' heads when they smack the pavement. It sounds like a watermelon. I know that sound because my older daughter, who I don't think my youngest have been born yet. So she would have been my older daughter has a lazy eye, so it took her a while to start walking and stuff because her vision was like a little crossed, and she wears glasses and she's doing great now, but it did take her a little while to start walking. So I remember on her first birthday she was like barely walking, and so she was probably like maybe 1.5. My wife might have been pregnant with our second kid, and my daughter was walking in this parking lot, and it was a safe parking lot. Like there was no cars around or anything. We weren't worried about that. We could see everything, but she just starts like waddling off, and I'm looking at her and everything's fine, but she's going a little too fast than her kind of off balance legs could carry her, and you can tell she just she leans a little too far forwards and just whoop face first into the pavement, and you hear that noise of just the little head, and it's
Uh-huh.
such a like gut wrenching sound, and it chipped her front tooth. So until she was only 1.5 or so, so she lost the tooth. She's got an adult tooth there now. It's fine, but for the longest time she had a chip in her front tooth, and it was from that. And that's one of those moments of like
Yeah.
you drop everything and you immediately rush them into a sink and are getting ice, and yeah, it's just stress. All right. So one thing that I would note, I would maybe put, and this is for Yes Jim Game, or Byberson who's in the chat with us. I would put maybe in your preview. So when we look at the search results, we see this image. This is a little bit hard to read here because of the size, which isn't the end of the world. It's fine. But I would maybe, I'm pretty sure this banner is different from the thumbnail that it shows in the search results. I might be wrong. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. But I would maybe put in your thumbnail that shows up here, have it say like 4-in-1 game or something like that, to let people know that they're going to be encountering multiple game modes and like bonus games, because I think that's a cool thing that I haven't seen a lot of people do in this situation, and it is a common thing in games in general, that there will be like, hey, oftentimes you're buying one game and you're getting 4 games out of it. In this case, they're not buying the
Yeah.
game, but they're taking the time to load one game, but they get to keep on playing with a bunch of different game modes. And when they first start the instructions of you can do story mode or there's bonuses, it might not be super clear to players from that what they're getting out of it. So obviously they click the things and it'll take them there. But if it's more clear that, hey, there's multiple games in here, you've got story game, you've got infinite game mode, you've got the shooter game mode, and you've got the platforming game mode, that will kind of be an attractive thing to go, oh, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to play.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
there's one more point that I'd like to leave to that as well, because this is important for every game dev out there. When you are making any kind of a thumbnail image or something like that, know that you really only have about a quarter of a second worth of attention that a person is going to be able to give to it. If someone's scrolling through those thumbnails, they are scrolling. So think about like when you scroll through your, your Twitter or whatever, your
Yeah.
social medias, you do not stop and pause for almost anything. So if you know the player's not going to be stopping and pausing and they're going to be infinitely scrolling or whatever, then you want the text to be simple, maybe 5 words on that thumbnail. And once you've caught their attention, then when they click in, they can get the more details. So the header image that you had that said like, these awards are out there or what have you. Even the text on the header image on the right that says like all of the points or all of the rewards for playing, there's probably too much information there. You only really need like first, second, third, and then just say and more. And if they care about and more, then they can go to the description, which is under the game. But otherwise, you want to keep it simple. They're only your people are only going to give you at most like 13 seconds of their time on average. So, you know, don't overcomplicate it. Make it as easy as possible for them to get in. Mm.
Farcast. I have not gotten into Farcast. I see some people using it. I'm not sure. Basically, it came up when all the other Twitter alternatives came up, and there was just too many of them, and I didn't feel like making another account somewhere. I made oh, what was the one where you had to get an invite? I don't even remember what it's called now. The guy that Jack from Twitter made. I got a duck.
What? The social media?
Yeah, what was Jack Dorsey's
Blue
other
Sky.
Blue Sky? Yeah, I made a Blue Sky and haven't touched it since. Basically,
Same.
like nothing's
Got
going
it, made
on
it,
there that
never
I've
went there.
noticed.
Yeah.
And oh no, there's two of them. Um, and then so I had like all these bonus like codes to like get people to join, and not a lot of people were taking them. And then they took off that thing, and it's like, well, what do I do with all these codes now? Oh well. So it, like the thing that made it go like, ooh, this is kind of exclusive, went away, and there still wasn't that many people there. The collision on that spiky ball is really big.
Really big. Yeah. Alex, do you want to hear a tragedy?
What's that?
My family, lovely people, kind. I could have
Okay.
if had I ended the sentence there, it would have been really funny.
My
No,
family.
Okay, so just probably like 5 minutes ago. So we're already past the expiration date on this one. About 5 minutes ago, my daughter comes in after 30 minutes earlier, vaguely gesturing in my direction about I don't know, and she's super kind, and she brings me a grilled cheese sandwich. Very nice. Yes,
That looks beautiful.
lovely.
Bees
I can't eat
or-
it. We're live. What am I
I can turn your camera off
So-
if you want.
No. I mean, no. I mean, yes.
Panda's eating live.
Yes. But I mean, yeah.
No, I'm the same way.
It's
I don't.
already-
Nobody should watch me eating. It's not
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it's impolite, and plus, how do you talk with your mouth full? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, crazy. You're crazy. It's fine if you're only with family or close friends. Like if Alex is at my house, I'm talking about
Oh
me
yeah.
the whole
No,
time.
it's
You know,
different.
I don't care.
I don't have a
But
microphone up
if-
to your mouth then.
True. Yes. Like the idea. I know people who will get legitimately angry if they hear. Oh boy. This is a proper English word, chat. Don't take me wrong. Mastication. Which
I
is
was wondering where you were
mouth
gonna go with
noises
that,
while
but yeah,
eating.
means chewing. Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, I gotta
Yeah.
enunciate this one real good. No, so I'm like, I'm never doing that.
Yeah.
You know. And now it's already past its like critical mass.
I don't
of
think it makes me
what the grilled
irrationally
cheese can
angry.
be.
It makes me reasonably angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I don't get actually mad. It's just like, ugh, this is gross.
Right. Where
When
you're
I
like,
hear it.
Can you close your mouth and chew at the
I
same
quiet
time?
my own chewing when I can hear it. I'm like, oh, it bothers me to hear my own chewing.
Yeah.
Not as much as hearing other people's, but yeah, I do.
It's masticate. Mastercate.
Oh, okay. No.
And this has been Grammar with Joe.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna end after this one anyway, so Joe can
Okay.
eat because we're coming up to the 2-hour mark here.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Who requested
It's,
this one? I don't remember. Was it Batman?
Which one is it?
This is the
Is this Test
the
Cricket?
King of Crypto Pack. I think Batman works for King of
Pac-Pac
Crypto,
was
right?
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pac-Pac was from Batman. Test Cricket is still in the request line.
Yep.
So-
That was the
yeah.
first game we played is by the same person, so we're gonna.
Yeah,
It's
right.
in my saved for next time.
Yep.
So, ooh, okay. I don't know why I can jump on top of that bug's head without it killing me. Is that mushroom something I was supposed to get? Boss fight.
Can't believe-
Totally not Dr. Robotnik.
Definitely not Robotnik. Are you supposed to step on his head as well?
I'm not sure.
You know,
I think that's what you do.
now that
in,
you mention it, this is totally not Sonic the Hedgehog all the way down.
Oh yeah, it's got the little yellow bouncers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure how I'm supposed to. Am I supposed to do a ranged attack? Bang. Nope, that didn't do anything. I landed on
So
his
your
head, but
progress bar
oh, is that the
moved
boss
to the
health?
background. I think it's the boss health because when you did jump on its head, it got there.
Okay.
Username in the chat, Kixilo, says, guys,
They've asked that
when
question every day.
$1 question mark, and I'm gonna say a funny, even if it's not all that funny. The $sign goes before the number in the States. And the question mark butts up against the end of your sentence. And also $1 comes.
You're grammaring it.
I'm grammaring it because it's funny to me. But
okay,
really,
I think if you land perfectly on the
TM,
head, it's okay.
you know, soon TM.
Ooh. Take a
If you're not
screenshot
familiar
now.
with that thing.
Victory. All right. So my feedback. The collision box on that spiky ball way too big, because even when I crawled on the ground and there was, this is my height, this is the spiky ball, and I was down here, it still killed me. So however the collision is set up on that, maybe you use a separate object with a smaller collision box and attach it to that and just make it invisible, make the collision invisible, so that way it doesn't kill the player. I should at least have to touch the spikes in order for that to happen. I think you could use a speaker component, and that has a spherical shape. Crouching does not affect the avatar collision. Yeah, well, okay, so it affects what you're able to move through. It's interesting that it doesn't affect
like
the
damage
speaker.
collision.
Well, yeah, because there's no damage. It's a speaker seeing the player. So if you're crouched down, it still sees you as being there. It doesn't visually sense you at a different place.
Isn't there stealth mechanics? Wonder if you could use
people have done some stealth stuff. So what you can do now? Can you use crouch? Is C one of the keys in the rule system now? Let's fire up the game maker. Let's check this out.
Now I put Alex on a tangent. He's like, "Let's go."
Nah, I gotta know. I want to know that I'm giving you good advice.
Well, while you look that up, I'm gonna drop in real quick the things that I noticed from that experience. The speed aspect. I'm imagining you wanted to go for a Sonic type experience. So what I would probably do to make that possible is to actually shrink down all of your assets, like make them, much more proportionately small. Zoom in the camera a little bit. That's going to make you feel like you move faster because the player will still move at that same meters per second rate, with the exception of adding equipment. So if you make everything small, we got to go fast. I think that'll help you a lot there.
All right. So we've got the game rules, and we're looking at our triggers, key input, select key, and okay, we've only got the keys here. So it's your number keys, and then you can use your mouse input. So we can't sense if somebody is crouched effectively. I would say that if you don't want players to be able to crouch under the thing, then you need to remove the crouch animation. That would be, I think, the thing to do. So you've got a custom character, so you can control what animations they have, and I would just take the crouch animation out, so that way players know that they're a certain height and they can't go underneath things. Same thing with the crawl. I would take all the crawl animations out. I think what am I looking for? Objectives, player, gameplay. Oh yeah, if we go to player and we look at our controller, so if you use a custom character, you can change your speeds on these things. So let's say we set the player to a custom avatar, and it doesn't really matter what we select. We'll select the AC Cobra. So now we can make all of these basically the same. So we could say that our walk speed is going to be 2.9, our crouch speed is going to be 2.9, and our crawl speed is going to be 2.9. Our run speed, maybe you do allow people to hit shift, and you can say that brings you up to a 4. And sprint speed for sprint slide, say 4. And then you're removing all those animations just so there's not a visual change to the player. Now with this vehicle, that looks really super slow, right? Even when we're running, it looks really slow. But if we make our character something really small, that's really going to squish in our perspective. And you can also make it something really cute. So let's see. Do I have a little chick? I have a series of baby chicks. Where's something else small? Oh, I have a spider. I thought I just saw that. Here we go. Small spider. I have a smaller spider. I think I have a smaller spider. I feel like I just saw it too. My wallet. I feel like I bought a bunch of these when I saw them on sale. I was like, I need 10 of those. Let's see. Spiders are going to be under bugs. Arachnids. Spuddin. That's what it's called. It's called a spuddin. This little guy. So if we have something like that, we're gonna cover the same amount of ground as something big, but with our camera way in, and it's gonna feel a lot faster. A duck would be another good option. Humili Talk suggests that would also be a good one. But the ducks don't have any like running animation, so it's not gonna work for this in particular. But we're gonna do Spuddin. And now okay, that feels like it's actually going faster. Let's check our player stats here. Controller. Okay, it bumped that all up. So 2.9. So watch out that when you change that character, it's going to reset these settings. And we said 4, 4, 4. And that should be good. So it still feels kind of slow until we zoom in, and then it actually feels like we're moving pretty fast. So if we do something like camera, we're going to go third person, or sorry, angled. And cam distance is going to be real super close. Let's try 10 at first. Camera locked. And this will give us something close to a 2.5D kind of view. Okay, yeah, we can definitely go closer than that. Let's bring this all the way down to a 3. Is that the lowest it goes? That's the lowest it goes. Oh, but it's too high up. Let's bring that pitch down, and we might have to change up what we're doing with the controls. We still can't see ourselves. Well, we used to be able to change the height of the camera also. Maybe if I make it so you can do it top down, that's not going to work with jumping. So I guess you can't make the angled that close up. What if we angle it way down? Maybe that'll get us in view. Something like a 45. Let me just check that there's no other settings here. Right there at the bottom. So you could make the character taller, I suppose. There's things you could do with offsetting positions so that way the character would end up centered. ultimately you're almost building your own custom gameplay engine by modifying all these things. And having a legendary character will also allow you to have higher stats. So if we use something like, if we use this backroom spider here, player, backrooms. Where'd it go?
Oh.
Nope, not that one. Well, I just have to hover over something that's legendary. Here, Alpha Dragon. So yeah, our crawl speed goes up to a 3.35. So we could make it a little bit faster if it's a legendary asset than what we had. That's terrifying. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, so you can at least zoom in the camera a little bit, even if you just kept the game the way it is and zoomed the camera in a little bit more. That would give you a faster feeling. Another thing that you can do, which it doesn't involve changing the camera settings at all, is you can actually zoom in with a VFX too, which might actually mean fewer things to change. So if you use a let's reset our camera stuff back. Let's go back to third person, default stuff, and let's change our character back to a normal avatar. But let's add a logic. And let's go to VFX. Oh, sorry, post-processing. Post-processing, and we want to add a custom, and then we're going to go down to our lens distortion, and you can experiment with these sliders and just keep hitting play, and it will give you a view. So you can make, actually, oh, it does it live even. Nice. Not all the things will do it live, so that's a little bit much. So you can have it be a little bit of a negative lens distortion, and it'll kind of stretch out the edges. Oh, I didn't have it start with anything. Message required. None, I guess. Will that do it? No, we need to actually have a message. So this tree is just going to say a message at the start. Message broadcast. Is this multiplayer? That's multiplayer. We need a multiplayer message broadcaster. Meanwhile, Joe's sandwich is getting cold over there.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just reviewing some stuff.
There we go.
Yes. Yes.
Now you got now you got to go fast. So maybe this is a little, this may be a little intense. But in a 2D game,
too intense for my monitor, but I like it.
So we're not even, I'm running in a straight line right now. This is straight. Yeah. And it feels like it's zooming around me. So if we make that a little less intense, let's go to, say, negative 20-ish. Now it's just got a little bit of that punch, not too much. I could stand it being higher. Negative 0.25. And let's see. We've also got, you can pull this bar out so you can read the full names of things. This will stretch your screen. So we can actually make it a little more compressed, but only in one direction. And we can also scale, so like we don't like that. That doesn't look good. But we can zoom in a little bit, which will, on a fixed camera, So if you've already got like the maximum zoom that you can effectively deal with, you can also force it to zoom in a little bit more. And that's what it looks like with these options. I'll make the tree so that way we can change it. Edit logic. And wait for interact. And we'll just make it so the tree can toggle this on and off. Message required A1. And then we're gonna duplicate this. And it's going to go to default profile with a second tree. This is going to send A2, and this one will be A2. All right. All right, so this already has the perspective on it. And then if we turn it off, maybe this is with it on. Hold on, I think I mixed up. Which one's which tree? Message send is A1. Oh, because we didn't turn it on. Wait before broadcast is interact. A1, and then wait before broadcast. Interact. Okay. So this is without it on. Here we turn it on. You can see that there's a slight difference in the color, but it definitely changed the zoom level. That's how fast we're looking here. And then if we interact with this tree, it goes back to normal. And, you know, we're technically running the same speed, but it just feels less intense because we're not pushed way up into it. That's why, like, if you've ever driven a go-kart compared to driving an actual car, it feels like you're going really fast in a go-kart. And it's just because it's a little teeny tiny vehicle way close down to the ground, and you're driving much closer to the other vehicles and to the walls of the go-kart track compared to driving on the highway when you're driving 3 or 4 times faster than that go-kart goes, just in a vehicle that's 4 times the size. There's other things that you can do. You could add a little motion blur and stuff. Yeah, I would say that the Sandbox's engine is not best suited to making Sonic type platformers because Sonic is such a fast-paced and kind of requiring accuracy and nuance in the character controls that we don't have the accuracy of collisions in our setup really to emulate. But I think there's some small changes that you can make to get to there. So specifically changing the spike range on that spike ball, that I think was the thing that was the most the most struggle was the sensitivity range on that just didn't make sense for where it was killing me. The little the yellow plunger thing, I can't remember what those are called, bouncers or something, could probably have a little more juice to them. We don't really have a way to accelerate things. Like, I mean, you can have a moving platform, but it's not going to keep moving faster. You could try, I don't know how well it would work. You could try using a one of the newer platforms, an advanced platform. This, I think the move offsets only. Do they only move in full meter increments? Yeah, I can't type so that's not going to work. I was thinking if you could do the move offsets in smaller increments and then make the spaces between them bigger, or change the move speed between each. You can change the move speed between each. So you can have it go 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter for the offset, and then keep on accelerating. So you get a gradient in the speed that the platform is pushing. There's other little things here and there. It's a difficult challenge that you've set up for yourself in trying to make something like Sonic in the Sandbox, and I admire it. There's going to be a lot of different little things to change and unique struggles, and they'll probably change with each version as we adjust the physics and the player controls. So, best of luck. But Sonic is near and dear to my heart because that was one of the first games that I was playing as a kid, along with uh,
Mm.
along with Mario on NES and Zelda.
Yeah, Sonic is an interesting one because it
You
is
gotta go
obviously
fast.
I think it's way faster than you have room for in a one by one. Personally, I would probably not try to make a game where you got to go fast unless you somehow find a way to make it go fast vertically. In which case, that'll work great because there's a lot many meters vertical. Um, yeah, I mean, more another whatever 30 um, versus the left or right, but otherwise, you know, when you say Sega, I think about this game that somehow the title of the game is eluding me, but the I never got past level like 2.5, I think. But I just remember "Welcome to your doom," and then like you turn into a werewolf after
What?
punching out like four dudes. Yeah, so it's set in like a Altered Beast. Thank you. That's the one.
Okay. I
That's the
never
one. It
played.
came with
I know
every
the
launch
name, but I've never
Sega.
played it.
Yeah, every Sega like at launch Altered Beast came with it,
Hmm.
and yeah, it was a very simple game. You could punch, you could kick, and the kick animation was really lame. Like your leg just kind of goes out at a 45-degree angle with a pointed toe. Um, and after you successfully punched out like four or five dudes, a little like bubble would start sort of floating around the screen, and you grab the first one, and your character howls a little bit, but doesn't do anything. And then you grab the second bubble that you could find in any given level just by beating some dudes up, and all of a sudden you turn into a werewolf, and it does like a pause stop motion animation sort of thing. Um, and you see your character sort of anthropomorphize. English. How does it work?
Animorph.
Um, that's what I wanted to use. Yes, into the werewolf in that cutscene, and then now your punches have fire on them, and your feet have fire when you kick. And why does that make sense for a werewolf? It doesn't matter because you felt strong. And there
So
was always the one boss right at the end that just looked like an amalgamation of like just goopy body parts. And that guy, nope, never beat him. Never beat him.
I would say, if you want to go with like a 2D retro kind of gameplay, uh, the sandbox kind of lends itself to Castlevania. Seems like it would lend itself to Altered Beast, um,
Golden axe.
Metroid. Uh,
Golden axe. Golden axe.
sure, Golden Axe. Those sorts of games definitely feel like most of the mechanics are possible with the tools that we have, and the people do amazing stuff with the engine that surprised me all the time. Like every single
You
time
know
we
what?
have an update, there's always something somebody figures out that I'm like, that wasn't part of the update, but how'd you do that?
It
Uh,
really easily lends itself towards Gauntlet.
so I was I was gonna mention Gauntlet next because
It's just
when we
sweet.
go up to New Hampshire, there is an arcade there, which is I think has the world record for the most retro arcade machines in one building,
Hmm.
and it's called the Fun Spot, and it's got a lot of old arcade machines. I can't even think of how many it is. And it was funny though because I've noticed that I'm getting better at video games. I mean, even though I'm probably not, but I noticed that it takes me a lot longer to go through a cup of coins than it used to in those games. At least when I'm playing ones I'm familiar with. Uh, and I played Gauntlet by myself, which was very hard. I mean, not super hard. I was actually surprised by how much health they give you in Gauntlet. You start off with like several thousand health, and each enemy that hits you is like minus 50 health or something like that. And it's uh, uh, the idea is you can have four players at once. So we already support something like that. And I think the difficulty would be part of the challenge in Gauntlet is that there's collisions on the enemies, so you have to blast your way through these hordes to get to their spawners to destroy their spawner, and then you can progress through the level more, and they spawn fast. Like if you leave a spawner unattended for 30 seconds, there's another like 10 mummies running at you or something. Uh, so you do have to clear those out quickly. We don't have collision in multiplayer for NPCs. I mean, we do, but it doesn't. It's not good because it's not synchronized for all the players. So I think if you set them up as platforms, maybe it would work okay. Or you would just have to deal with their not being collision. Maybe if you set it up more something like, I think it's pronounced Ys, YS. It's an RPG series where you didn't actually have attacks. You would just run through enemies, and they would do you damage, and you would do them damage, and that would be what determined things. Um, we really need synchronization on NPCs for position and collision is really what we need. But I would love to have a gauntlet type game because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, single player gauntlet you could definitely do.
You got me looking up this place now. They have over 300 classic arcade games there.
Some of them
And
don't work. Some of them, like there were several black screens I encountered or things that were not, but they do have staff milling around. So if like the tickets stop feeding on a machine that gives out tickets or something happens, like they will go and try to fix it.
well, it turns out that is a location simultaneously. That is the American Classic Arcade Museum.
Yes.
So
yeah, you can donate to it. They've got
yeah.
some really really old pinball and arcade machines like from the earliest games, but they're like encased in glass, so you can't touch them. It's a cool place. We have a fun time. We go there almost every summer.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Now I need
20 bucks will get you 110 tokens. So it's not even you're not even paying a full quarter for each game. So now some of the games do they have like Mario Kart DX or something like that, which is fun, but it costs 6 tokens.
Yeah.
But then you can go and you can play, Galaga for 1 token, or they even have Super Mario Brothers, the original one in the arcade machine. Yes, I just did that. That's gonna be a callback. You know it's gonna be a callback.
I'm already over it. I'm already over it. Chat. I can't Galaga. Thanks, Google. Good job. You did great.
Thanks, Google.
Maybe ask anyone. No, man. I mean,
go Google
I'm definitely interested in going there. There's a similar place in Chicago, but it's I would much rather be in New Hampshire than Chicago. Just generally, I don't like the city that much. It's all right. The city's all right, but
the mountains are beautiful. I will tell you that. You know what I forgot to do today?
What'd you forget to do, Alex? Make a form?
I forgot to make a giveaway form, but we're ready to be done. So what I'm going to say is we don't normally do a giveaway on the Challenge Accepted stream that I do on Tuesdays, but we'll do a giveaway form on Tuesday. So come visit me while I'm building, and we'll do a Wizzy Hat giveaway then, and maybe duck stuff giveaway, because Panda's got duck stuff for us to give away. So maybe we'll do that also. All right,
Alex. I still have like 6 points.
Oh yeah. Hey, let's.
Yeah.
Well, now I want to give one of those away right now.
Don't do that. No. Save it for Tuesday.
Okay. Tuesday.
Let me know.
Tuesday, we're gonna give away Spoin. That's what we're gonna do. So if you like Spoin, if you want a Spoin, if you know what a Spoin is, even if you don't know what a Spoin is.
If you don't know what a Spoin is, look it up.
Yeah.
Because it's a critical mass part of this live stream.
All right. Who else is streaming the Sandbox right now? Anybody online? Who's up here? Playing the Sandbox. Not seeing anybody else live at the moment. Oh, wait. Nope, I misspoke. It looks like Temio is live right now. So go ahead and have fun with Temio Let me grab their username here. I'm going to do a raid. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks, Joe, for filling in for Lucas.
Thanks, Alex.
Always a pleasure.
Always great to be here with you.
Yeah. All right. Have a nice weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you soon.